Today is Sunday, May 15th, 18th, and welcome to episode 9 of Knits and Stuff. My name is Alicia, also known as Eliana Knits on Ravelry, and today I'll be talking about events and alongs, works in progress, pretty things, local delights, and wibbly wobbly timey wimey. First, for those of you that are new, welcome, and thanks for those of you that are returning. If you haven't already, there's a group on Ravelry that you can join. It's called Knits and Stuff Podcast, and I will put a link to that in the show notes, which you can find at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. So let's get started. I have a new segment today because I don't have any finished objects, but I do have a lot of other stuff that I'm participating in, I guess, kind of. So the events and alongs, there aren't really any events coming up other than possibly going to the Retzloff Winery, and I think that's in Livermore, and possibly going to that, but I'm not sure yet, and that's not for a while. So, but there are some knit-alongs that I am doing, and one of them is the month of socks. So the Mustache podcast, they have a month of socks going on right now, and so all of May you can knit socks. If you go to their group, and if you're part of their group, you can, if you finish a pair of socks, you can post a picture and be eligible for a prize. And yeah, so I'm working on some socks, which you have seen, at least one of them, and then I started another pair, but I'll show that soon. And then I'm also, I guess, doing this ongoing sock, Operation Sock Drawer that the Knitmore girls have, that are they've been doing it for a while, but just this giant sock along, and it has no beginning or end, or no end, I guess, but it's, they're just knitting socks, and I think I don't know if they have a thread in their group or not, but they have the hashtag Operation Sock Drawer that they're using on Instagram, and I don't know if they're using it anywhere else. It might just be Instagram. So doing that too, and then coming up soon at the end of this month is SSK, Super Summer Knit Along with the Knit Girls, and that's what is it, a 5K? I should know more about these. It's knitting or spinning or using 5K equivalent of yarn, so it's about 3 miles, 3.1 miles worth. That's a lot of yarn. I think I only got about halfway last year when I did it, but I'm going to try and do it again this year. You can go over to their group to find more details about it. I'll link to that in the show notes too, to all of these. And but just briefly, the point is to either use up a certain amount of yarn, and you can either spin it, knit it, really use it however you want to, and then you can count it twice if you spin it and then knit it also within this time period, so it counts for double. And yeah, oh, and then also coming up, which you can count yardage towards eventually, is Tour de Fleece. I think that's also at the same time as SSK. So Tour de Fleece is during Tour de France, when everyone is biking or spinning on their bikes. There are, you can also spin on your spinning wheel or on your spindle, and then count that as yardage towards Tour de Fleece, and you can join different teams too. So I think that's coming up in a little bit. I'm thinking I might try and do the Team Sasquatch one for podcasters, so yeah. So those are the events and alongs. That's a lot. But as we get closer to some of them, I guess I'll talk more about like the other things that come up. So yeah, so that means works in progress is next. So knitting, I am still working on the Twigs and Willows cardigan. I haven't made too much progress since last time. I think I knit like one row in this. So I'm still on the ribbing. And this is the Twigs and Willows cardigan by Alana Dakos. It's from her Botanical Knits book, which she's coming out with a second one, but this is from the first one. And I'm knitting it on US 7s, 4.5 millimeters. And it's in my Silver Shed project bag with the foxes. Yeah, and hopefully I can make more progress on this for next time, but just all I have is ribbon. But I have been making progress on my toe-up socks with a difference. So I have started the second sock, and I'm just finished the toe. And then this is the first sock. Yay! It's a full sock and it fits. So yeah, this is in Western Sky Knits Aspen Sock with Nylon in the colorway Ali. And I'm knitting these on size 0s. And I switched to Addy Sharps. I think I was knitting these on Haya bamboo needles, and they started to bend, and it was getting kind of uncomfortable knitting with them. So I switched to, did I say Sharps? I don't think Addy has Sharps. I don't know. They're their lace needles, the turbo ones, and so they have pointy ends and a pretty flexible cord, so they're actually working pretty well. These are only 40 inches though, and I think it's probably the shortest that I would want since I'm knitting them in magic glue. So, but I'm starting to think that maybe knitting with double points is probably easier or quicker, faster than doing magic loop for socks. So I might switch over, and maybe I might get some signature needles for my birthday. Maybe. So I'm excited for that. And these are on, oh yeah, I said these were on 0s. I'm knitting another sock in US 1s. So, but I think 1s are going to be my go-to for sock knitting, because these are a little bit, it's still, the fabric's a little bit stiff, but they're still comfortable. And yay, I have one sock done. So, oh, and these are in my needle runs through project bag. So, and then I have my other sock that I'm working on, and this is a, oh, did I say these are the, these ones are the toe-up sock with a difference by Wendy D. Johnson. So those are toe-up. These ones are top-down. And this is the vanilla sock, the Knitmore Girls vanilla sock, and so I just started using their pattern, and in fact I was using their pattern as kind of a guideline when I was looking at when I was working on the toe-up ones too, just to see what kind of length I wanted on the cuff and everything. So, but these so far I'm following their pattern, and I did like a 1-inch rib, 2x2 rib, and I think I will knit this to 7 inches. I don't know how far this is now, I haven't measured it yet. But this is out of, you can see there's stripes, and it's out of Intrepid Otter, and I think the base is called Stripes with an exclamation point, and it's in the colorway Garden Walk, and this is also one of the pretty things because I bought this recently. And then yeah, that's oh, and these are on US 1s. These are Hayas, they're metal needles, and oh, and I'm knitting them, I cast on 60 stitches, not 64, or not 56, which is what the pattern calls for, because I think it would be too tight if I did that. Yeah, I think the 60 is even too tight, but then when I cast on 64 it felt really loose, so I'd rather have them too tight than too loose. So yeah, those are vanilla socks, and hopefully I'm making pretty good progress. This is my new purse knitting, so I'm making some pretty good progress on it, and it's because it's stripes. I just want to keep knitting and getting to the next color. So this is fun. And so that's all of the knitting that I have. Spinning, I am working on, I haven't made any progress on the Pigeon Roof Studios BFL that I was spinning on my Ladybug spinning wheel, but I have done some drop spindling. So I showed the Kaleidoscope micro bats from Unwind Yarn Company last time, and so I finished the first bat that came in the set of 4, and wound this onto a cardboard bobbin, and I will focus it so you can see. So this is the first, I think there's about there's a little less than 20 grams on here, and so this is just one of the bats, and then I have the other one on the drop spindle. So I think I'm gonna ply it with the other color that's in that set of 4. So I'll spin this onto this bobbin, and then spin the other color. Let's focus there. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. So this is fun too. And I think that's all I have for works in progress. I haven't been sewing, and yeah, that's all I have for works in progress. So pretty things. I caught a shop update from the Intrepid Otter. I was on the Knit Girls discussion board, and they have a thread called "Shut Up and Take My Money," and so one of the there's a lot of people that post their shop updates and pictures of what they have, and I saw that the Intrepid Otter was selling stripy yarn, and I was like, I want stripy yarn. So I bought 2, and I showed one, the one in Garden Walk, that's this one, and then I bought another color called Rugged Good Looks. So that's what that looks like, and this is her card, or her tag, and it's the stripes, self-striping, superwash, yep, and Rugged Good Looks. So, and there's plenty to make socks, and I like these colorways, they're so pretty, and they're really soft too. They're mostly merino, 75% merino and 25, you just saw this, and 25% nylon. I think that's more merino than the Western Sky Knits base, so it seems to be a little squishier and not as hardy, I guess, or as it's not rough, but it's not, this is just squishier. So I'm excited to knit with this one too. I think if I get signature needles for my birthday, then I will start this probably before I finish this. Just because I have to try the needles out, right? Yeah. So that brings us on to Local Delights. We're moving quickly today. I think it's because I ran Beta Breakers this morning, which is Local Delights. So Will and I both we walked most of Beta Breakers this morning. Originally we were going to run it, but I wasn't really training for it that much, and Will hurt his IT band when he ran the American River race, his ultra marathon, so we just walked it. And so Beta Breakers is a race put on in San Francisco. You run from the bay, so you start around Embarcadero and you run to the breakers, which is why it's called Beta Breakers, which I just learned this like a couple months ago. So it's about 7.5 miles from Embarcadero to the very far end of Golden Gate Park, all the way to the beach. And a lot of people go to this. And a lot of people, I think it's the biggest run that is crashed by other people that don't register for it. And a lot of people dress up. Some people get really drunk at like 7 a.m. I don't know how they do that. But you see a lot of different people at Beta Breakers, and there's some people that run it seriously and some people that are just going for fun. And a lot of people just hang out on the side and people watch. And then the course goes through one area of the city where you have to go up this steep hill. It's called the Haze Hill, and that's really tough if you're running it. I think we did this last year too, and we ran it, but I think we walked up that hill this year. Since we walked most of it, we also walked up. And yeah, so there's a lot of spectators on the side that are just people watching or having their own little parties and playing music. And it's fun to go watch and see how everyone's dressed up, and it's a good place to people watch. It feels like it's very unique to San Francisco, the way, or just the race itself. Beta Breakers is like Beta Breakers, and it's just once a year in May. Yeah, and it was nice today too. The weather wasn't too cold, and it wasn't too hot either. So it was a little windy, but not too bad. It was a good day to run. But yeah, and oh, we got a medal. We also got a t-shirt, but I don't have that with me. It's not that special. But the medal's pretty cool. Yeah. So we got a finishing medal. So that's fun. But yeah, it's a fun run to do. I'd say do it at least once if you're here, if you live here or visiting here and feel like running 7.5 miles across the city. But yeah, so that's local delight. So now time for wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Nothing too much this time. I haven't been watching any episodes. The new season hasn't started yet. But they just announced a couple of days ago that they were going to be showing 2 episodes of Doctor Who. I didn't write them down. Oh my goodness, I'm a terrible podcaster. They're showing 2 episodes of Doctor Who. I think it's from season 2. I want to say Age of Steel, and then the second part of that, it's the one with the Cybermen, and with David Tennant and Billie Piper as Rose. And yeah, they're showing that in theaters, and they're doing the 2-day event. It's in June on the 15th, on the 16th and the 17th, 15th and the bad podcaster. And then the first night is going to be I can do this. Okay, 16th and the 17th, Monday and Tuesday in June. The first night, Monday, will be the 2 Doctor Who episodes, and then on Tuesday they have a documentary, it seems like, in 3D called Wings, and David Tennant is narrating it, so it's like the David Tennant event, I guess. So they're selling that as a package. On Fathom events, they have locations that are playing, that are doing the special. So I think I'm going to be going to the one in Emeryville, on Bay Street. Yeah, they're AMC theater. So they seem to have quite a few locations that they're doing it at. So you should go. I think I'm going to try and go. I haven't bought tickets yet. I hope they haven't all sold out. But yeah, that's the Doctor Who update news. Other than that, not too much exciting going on. Comic-Con, though, is coming up very quickly, and I need to figure out what I'm going to wear and if I'm going to cosplay as anything from Doctor Who. But I will definitely update or take notes about the panel and then talk about it, because they always have a Doctor Who panel at Comic-Con, and although they haven't announced the schedule yet, they have to have one. They better have one. So yeah, that's it for Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, and I think that's all I really have. It's a quick episode. I'm still tired from the run, even though I didn't run much, but walking for 2 hours was kind of tiring. And yeah, that's all I have today. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Hopefully yeah, I think I will, well, if we're not going out of town, it should be 2 weeks, because my birthday is in about 2 weeks, so we might be going somewhere, but don't know yet. But yeah, Eliana Knits on Ravelry. I am Unperfect529 on Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. And the group on Ravelry is called Knits and Stuff Podcast. Show notes are at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. And yeah, I will see you in 2 weeks. Okay, bye!